بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والذين جاهدوا فينا لنهدينهم سبلنا وإن الله لمع المحسنين وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى أو كما قال مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. My respected listeners in Islam, it is extremely important for us to always take a step backwards and try and figure out and try and fathom which direction am I going in, how are my days being spent, my nights being spent, am I doing the correct thing in life, is the objective of my living in the eyes of the Creator, my Rabb, is my objective being realized? Or am I living my life in futility, just like how an animal lives, eats, drinks, mates, sleeps, that is it. Understand well that, and this is very, very important, the ayat or the hadith of Nabi Karim sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ وَإِنَّمَا لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مَّا نَوَى أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Everyone is going to live, die, be resurrected according to the intention. The intention is the engine of our iman, our amal. If the intention is wrong, you can't expect, no matter how good a deed may look to be, but the intention is wrong, you are not going to end up with the consequences or a result that is beautiful, that is spiritually enhancing, that will bring us closer unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's take a person says, I'm going to read 2 rakat salah and I am going to recite the entire Quran Kareem. What is the intention? If his intention is this year, people must come to know that a certain Musalli after Isha is made it known to one and all that is going to recite the entire Quran Kareem in 2 rakats because he heard perhaps that Haji Darullah Rahmatullahi Muhajir Makki did it and I also want to do it. But he tells everyone, he wants to be known that he is a pious person and it is a challenge. Many people nowadays, especially our sisters, they start their gifts, they say, I've got a huge challenge in front of me. You don't become a hafiz or a hafidah in order to prove that you can overcome a challenge. Your niyat is wrong. Your niyat is kharab. Your niyat is barbat. You have started off on the wrong footing. Like that person, after Isha Salah, he invites some friends, he says, you people sit here, you can watch, you can even follow me. When you're tired, you go home. But I'm going to make it. I'm going to show you I'm going to make it. The niyat is wrong. The amal itself, subhanallah, entire Quran Kareem, winter nights, it starts off at 8 o'clock, and in 10 hours you can comfortably finish your Quran Sharif, 10 hours. Knows his work in and out, no mistakes, what tajweed, it is being recorded. Do you think he's going to get any reward? There's no reward for him. Why he did it? In order to enhance his image in the community, amongst friends, family. He must be congratulated, he must be recognized, people must applaud him. And accordingly, that is what he is going to forget. He is going to be forget getting any reward. He is going to be punished for committing a minor shirk. The Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Riya is the minor shirk. You get a major shirk, you go to an idol. Riya, you doing something to please not the idol but people. That is known as Riya, the minor shirk which Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam feared for this ummah. Even our listening, wherever we may be, irrespective of what our current spiritual situation may be. The beauty of a person is not as somebody who is already on the right track and he merely cements himself and he's in a flow. MashaAllah, it's good. You mustn't retrogress. Spiritually, you can retrogress without even knowing. I'm moving away from Allah Ta'ala. I'm moving away from Rasul Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I'm moving away from my deen. I am distancing myself from the akhirah. I'm distancing myself from the sunnah. The love of the dunya is coming in my heart. Outwardly it will look, no, you're fine. I'm reading my 5 times salah, I got my physical appearance, I wear hijab. But inwardly, the engine is starting to buckle. You won't understand it until Allah Ta'ala's whip strikes. And that also, that whip striking is not as a means of punishment, it's a rahmat, in order to alert you, because Allah Ta'ala loves you, you put your foot in the path of tasawwuf or in the path of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala is reminding you, you had a good intention, you started well, but now your intention is affected. See, what is the situation with innamal a'malu bin niyat? Niyat. The first word is niyat. Innamal a'malu bin niyat. Niyat. What is the niyat? What is the intention? What is the motive and what is the purpose? Everyone has got a purpose. Everyone, you go for Umrah, you got a purpose. You getting married, there is a objective behind it. You want to settle down in life. You open a business. You want to earn halal. You want to become Hafidul Quran or you become an alim. There is some process. Now let us analyze that process. Inshallah, it will go a long, long way in making us understand where we are, where we're supposed to be, and where we have to correct ourselves. People that are currently, perhaps, alhamdulillah, people that are listening in different countries at the moment, alhamdulillah, and the reports that we get back, they're really, really desirous of gaining guidance. They want guidance. Guide us in this turmoil, in this particular the circumstance we find ourselves in. Our children are getting lost hopelessly. Our youth are getting lost hopelessly. Married couples don't know whether they are going, and they don't know what is happening to their marriage. Just the other day someone informed me, this is some person married, 4 children, suddenly he's not so interested in his wife, nor his kids, the family. Why? He found a boyfriend. Yes, I'm in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's in love with another man. Allahumma Allah ta'ala save us. Only Allah can save our iman. And the ni'mats that we have to zealously protect those ni'mats. Ya Allah, it mustn't slip from me. Allah ta'ala won't remove it unless we change our condition from what it was and we retrogress. And when we are being alerted directly or indirectly, we do not take heed. The process of any action, any deed starts from thought. you think something. That thought could have come either from Shaytaan, your nafs and Shaytaan, or either somebody planted the thought in your mind. We all know. When you think, how do you start thinking? Somebody came and told you, you know what, I'm going for a picnic. Hey, it's going to be fun day. Now the thought comes to your mind automatically, oh, I would like to go also. The thought has been initiated by another human being. Or you sit and you think, you see some pretty girl, and a thought comes now to your mind, sure, she's beautiful, man. So what happens now? The thought starts, this thought comes now from Shaytaan. Who says this to us and who explains this to us? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the creator of Shaytaan and is the creator of you and is the creator of that girl. He is the originator of allowing things to come to your mind. He allowed Shaytaan. Put him to test. Test his iman. Test his loyalty. Shaytaan comes, provokes you, makes you go on a road, makes you get lost sometimes, makes you go into a shop, and there is that particular girl there, and there it is. You are tested. Finish. The test is started. So we have to understand this thing called thought. Bad thoughts, how do we know it's from Shaytaan? Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran Kareem, وَمَن يَتَّبِعْ خُطُوَاتِ الشَّيْطَانِ فَإِنَّهُ يَأْمُرُ بِالْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ. Verily, those who follow Shaytaan, Allah Ta'ala says, I'm alerting you. Shaytaan is my enemy, your enemy. أَفَتَتَّخِذُونَهُ أَوْلِيَاءَ مِن دُونِي وَهُمْ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ. Are you adopting Shaytaan as your friend? And you leave Allah. Allah Ta'ala says in the Quran, أَفَتَتَّخِذُونَهُ أَوْلِيَاءَ. You make the Shayateen your awliya, you listen to them, you follow their advices, you are being easily instigated by the Shaytaan. What's his work? Ya'muru first, Shaytaan is going to instruct you. Ya'muru bil-fahsha. Ya'muru bil-fahsha. Fuhush, shameless, crude, immoral, unethical. In every profession you are going to find this. Not only as far as seeing a ghair mahram is concerned. You are well-to-do, you are very rich, mashallah ta'ala. Shaytaan will make us more greedy, and he will instruct us to usurp the rights of other people. For example, inheritance. You don't want to part with the rightful inheritance. You took over the business, the father passed away, and that is it. When they ask you, you want to give the rebs, you don't want to pay. Shaytaan teaches you how to be shameless. You will steal from your own mother, own father, own brother, own sister, you will steal. يَأْمُرُ بِالْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنْكَرِ. And unpleasant things, wrong things, Shaytaan is the one that's going to lead you onto that path. So we are now tested. It starts from thoughts. When the thoughts are there and we play around with the thought. It could be like this. This is where I can have a bit of fun. Clean fun, they call it. This is precisely what's happening to our youth in the LGBT. We never knew about these things. We never heard about these things. But the schools, the friends, the media, the governments of the day, all have got together and clubbed together, Shaytaan's club. And what do? They say, listen here, everyone has a choice, man. They have been so influential and convincing that they have even succeeded in twisting the mind of ulama, and they have made such statements. Listen here, Islam has given you a choice. Meaning, it's fine if you do, it's no, if you don't want to, they don't speak about the consequences. It's an alim. Islam has given you a choice, but it's an alim, you warn him, you make the wrong choice. If you choose the road of the LGBT, the Sharia says you must be killed. Finish. According to one of the imams, put him under a wall, a big wall, let the wall drop on him, break every bone. They don't tell you the second part because they're scared. They've got either an inferiority complex or they are being controlled by sinister forces that wants to break up the family structure, the structure of haya. Haya is half of our iman. Al-haya'u shu'batul min al-iman. Al-haya'u nisful iman. Haya, the kuffar have understood these people have got haya. They want their women's faces to be covered. The women don't want to speak to us. The daughters don't want to go for excursions. They don't want to send them for excursions in a school, in a bus. They say, no, where is my daughter going? They want their daughters to be at home at night. They don't want their daughters, their sisters to go for some fun entertainment, sleep over the night in some hotel. They don't want to. They immediately, it's just a sixth sense that Shaytaan can mislead my daughter. So the Shaytaan is very powerful. The Shayateen they get together and they are promoting, using the ulama, and I put the ulama now in inverted commas, to such an extent that the ulama are prepared to despise those who are telling them you are doing a horrible, terrible crime and sin. There is no way that you can ever justify not speaking against it. You can never justify it. No, I'm keeping quiet for unity. What unity is this here? So in the schools, I told you the example, I give you the example. The person is married, he's in love with somebody. The Shaytaan just comes. You know, especially with regards to children. Families have problems. Now the child feels, my mother is fighting with my father is fighting with my mother, they're all screaming at me, the house is a smart house, but it's Jahannam. People are arguing, there's no barakat, it's not money, it's this and that. Allah Ta'ala don't want our homes to be like this. You think Allah Ta'ala wants our homes, a Muslim's homes, or house, to be on fire? No. Allah Ta'ala wants our homes to be a portion of Jannah. My Shaykh Mullah Masullah once wrote to a certain person, said, Alhamdulillah, I'm doing all well. As he wrote one question, your house must be, after so many years, be a portion of Jannah. This is where I expect you to be right now. So much bayanat, so much correspondences. How come how is the condition of your house? We spoke about amal, deeds, in innamal a'malu binniyat. I'm going to say it openly. Some people frown upon the khankas. You know, they say, oh, these people, they just lock themselves up, they're not worried about the ummah. You know, they do their own zikr, that is finished and clear. No, not at all. You've got the wrong end of things. Take the Jamaat, mashallah, Tabligh Jamaat, they've got the ikhlas. Amongst the points is ikhlas. Yes, mashallah, they read it from the Fazail A'mal. They give bayanat upon it. It's in the 6 points. You must know it. They know they can quote the Quranic ayat. They can give you stories. But, hold on. When you test it on ikhlas, who's going to help you through that period of being tested? You think you can't be tested on ikhlas. We all get tested at any given time. We are being tested. Where are you? Hazrat Ali karramallahu wajhahu was tested. He climbed, it was in battle, he succeeded in subduing a Yahud, sat on his chest, took out his sharp knife, he grabbed the Yahud, about to slay the Yahud at that moment, death is staring at him in his face. There's no way he can come out of the grip of Hazrat Ali, Karamallahu wajhu. The Yahud decides, my last act in this world, I want to show him how much I hate him. He couldn't use his hands, legs, nothing. He took a huge gulp and he spat on the face of Hazrat Ali Karamallahu wajhu. The spittle hits the face of Hazrat Ali Karamallahu wajhu. What would you and me do? Ask yourself. And say, oh, you're being funny still, quicker. But Hazrat Ali Karamallahu wajhu was trained by Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam of how to handle issues of ikhlas. At that split moment, I answered him to his heart, because he was sincere in listening. He was sincere when he said in the khidmat of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was sincere, he lent his whole mind, soul, everything to the bayan of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That innamal a'malu bin niyat, your action, you are going to be judged according to your intention. At that moment, it hit him so forcefully, my intention right now is to kill him because he spat on my face. And he just remembered, there's no reward for this year. He climbed off, he walked away. The Yahud turned and said, hey, what's happening? He said, you flee. He said, but I spat on your face. I thought you were going to kill me quicker. He said, no, I also wanted to. But you see, we kill for the pleasure of Allah. We don't kill one another. We don't kill you because we're angry with you. I can't kill to satisfy and extinguish the flames of anger that are roaring against me, against you in my nerves. I'm doing it just to pacify myself. I've killed him. I won't say I did it for Allah. I said, you see, he spat on my face. Everyone must know it. No one plays around with me. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. They would accepted Islam. Then there. You can read all the Fazail. No one says no again. Fine. Read the Masail also. But who is going to teach you and tell you, you know what? When you are tested, and you are going to be tested. Everyone gets tested. There was one very great Buzurg. MashaAllah wa ta'ala, very pious. The king was a tyrant, a real fasik, drunkard, lot of zulam, cruel. The Buzurg thought to himself, it's time that I send a message to this king. I must make Amr bil Ma'ruf. Today you want to make Amr bil Ma'ruf, he's making fitna. Today you might make Amr bil Ma'ruf. The two main, what you can call key words to seal the lips of the Ahle Haq is the word fitna and unity. You're destroying unity and you're making fitna. The Buzurg was sincere, made dua, Ya Allah, I want to do something only for your pleasure. I only want to please you and I'm going to walk away. Where does he get his liquor from? Oh, it comes by boat. Where does the boat land? At a certain place. What time do they bring it? The boat lands at night. We went there to that particular place. He took his axe with him. There comes the boat, offloads 10 barrels of liquor. There are police there are people offloading, carrying it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. This person sees, whoops, golden opportunity. Here I go, oh Allah, for your pleasure. That is supposed to the call at any given time in our hearts. I do it for Allah's pleasure. Then you don't worry about anyone. Oh, who will say what? What will my wife say if I keep a beard, I follow the sunnah? What will the other children in the class say? Oh, you gave up soccer. Oh, you're becoming what? You're becoming this and you're becoming that. I give up my cricket. They say, oh, you know what? Oh, you became a great Sufi. Why must you worry about what people say? If you want to do for Allah Ta'ala, you do it and you walk away. You don't care, not frown, nor have a sleepless minute of who is thinking what about who. You do it for Allah's pleasure. So accordingly, the Buzurg ran to these barrels, 10 barrels. All he did, he needed one solid swing of the axe, wooden barrel, shoops. There is the hole, the liquor is falling. These people are whoever the king's people, guards were, or soldiers, etc. They were looking, they were so shocked, they couldn't think even, what's happening here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Bismillah, Bismillah, 9 Bismillahs. Suddenly he stops. They grab him, you rascal, take him to the king. Muzu carefully goes, he's got no regret. He's got no fear. He's got no worries. He did it for Allah's pleasure. And he knows that Allah, for whose pleasure we do something. My Allah will do everything in order to protect me. Not something. He is not worried. Bring him to the king. Oh king, here we are. Swords are here. This is what is done. You culprit, you think you're pious, you know today's time. Don't have respect for the king. You must have respect for the ruler. The king told him, wait, I want to ask you one question. 9 you broke, why didn't you break the 10th one? He said, oh king, 9 I broke. Everyone had a Bismillah. And my heart was pumping. I was alive with Iman. Every sinew, every bone, my blood was gushing with Iman. Today is today. I'm taking on the king. Bismillah. Let it liquor haram, totally haram. Let it flow, let it go. When I came to the 9th one, and I was so overcome that my gaze momentarily left Allah Ta'ala. My gaze fell on my own courage and bravery, and my nafs told me, wow, today you did something very great, man. You are history. 10 you breaking. And I immediately thought, this is my nafs. I forgot to say Bismillah. And I said, I'm just stopping here. I forgot Allah. I thought of my own courage and my own strength. I stopped. I did it all for Allah. The 10th one wasn't going to be for Allah. The king was so affected. He said, you are so sincere for Allah, you're doing so much. Didn't you fear death? He said, no, I die. It's also for Allah. What must I fear death? My loving. قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Say, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, my salah, my living, my dying, everything of me is for Rabbul Alameen. I've already given it. It's waqf. Everything is waqf for Allah Ta'ala. King cried, he said, I make tawbah. And he repented, and he became a great pious king. So you see, this type of what we can call spiritual training happens in a khanqa, a proper sheikh. The sheikh will put you to test also. He will observe why you are saying things. But you have to have that nisbat. You have to have that munasabat. You have to have that muhabbat. Even if it's not a qualified sheikh. People say, where we get sheikhs today? Even if you just do 2 things, places, you follow the sunnah as far as possible, and you study the life of the pious buzurgs that were like that. Allah Ta'ala will help you balance. And you make dua, Allah help me, there's no sheikh. But you have a proper routine. This is the sunnahs I follow, this is the sharia. You associate with the alims, etc. But you read, take Mawlana works. You will find stories like this here that I've narrated. At its appropriate time, Allah Ta'ala will assist. So, anyone who wants to change their life, this is the procedure. Friday we spoke about the sunnah. And I'm going to say something which was left out of that Friday talk, which was given in Port Elizabeth. Somebody inquired, the plane that was traveling to Australia, and there was this man, he was a non-Muslim, looking at his cell phone, grinning at himself, laughing. And the wife was very suspicious. What is this chap up to? Nowadays he's a very different person. And she had asked him, what, can I ever look at your cell phone? No, that's my zone, my privacy. You must respect it. That's what they say. I do all the wrong. Meaning you mustn't come to know about it. So she observed him, she said, no, man. He is busy with another woman. That is also from Allah Ta'ala thought too, because at the end of the day, she's Allah Ta'ala's creation. He fell asleep, she didn't know the password, but she knows that yes, he uses his fingers. So he was fast asleep. She tiptoed, came to him, he's snoring with a grin again, which world he is in, he alone knows. She takes the limp hand and she puts it on the phone. Now the phone don't know if this fellow is awake or not. There's no such thing. The next thing, it's coming alive, the phone. She takes it and she started screaming hysterically. Such a commotion. The air hostesses came, calm down. She is just like crazy, going crazy off her head. You stupid! You betray me! You've got a girlfriend! I know it! The whole plane woke up. What is happening? And they say hell knows fury like a woman scorned. Meaning the Jahannam can get so angry, but a woman that gets angry is worse. I don't think so. But the husband is now looking, but darling, she threw her shoes and they trying to hold it. Two men can't, they call her pilots, everything. They said, this is big problems, very big problems. The husband, he doesn't know what to speak. They said, there's only one thing now. They went to the cockpit, they checked whatever, we're going over India, they're by Madras, Chennai, what it's called. They say airport, tower. We need, it's an emergency, we need to land, we need permission. And they say, okay, what is the problem? Passenger completely gone off her mind. So they say, okay, alright, come through, go run away this way. They call the police, everyone, they drag the couple. A woman is screaming. You don't blame her. One thing, don't play around with your wives and get involved with somebody. Allah's adab will hit you. You see the pilot couldn't collect this thing. And the plane took off again. If you or I can ever think, I do wrong, no one will know. You think of another man, you're a woman, you are married. You think Allah Pak don't know. He's going to put in your heart the despise. In your husband's heart, He's going to put some disgust. Something will come to his mind from Allah Ta'ala because He's loyal. He don't want to even think of another woman. He don't want to speak even. But if you are busy, Allah forbid, thinking of other men, or vice versa, in her heart there's something that's going to agitate, to say, you know what, she won't be able to place it. And you may end up to the second stage. First stage is thought. Our children are being, the thoughts and the emotions, I was speaking, children come and they have their problems and they get one good friend, oh shame, oh I'm so sorry, oh, Allah, your own father hit you so badly, you were stealing, right? What must the father do? Father told you once he's going to break your bones. You say, steal again. What can a father do? So your father gives you a solid hiding, but you go in it, you know what? Oh, look at it. What type of a father I got? What type of a mother I got? They're just shouting me. So they put in, a shaitan puts in your mind this respect for authority. Now the next step is what? You got a friend, and the next thing a friend gives you a hug, Allah forbid, if it's amongst girls. Next thing, I love you. The next thing, now in the school, you want to be together, you want to be all the time in contact, and then you say, I love you, and it's taken another way. Muslims love one another, but they say, no, I got a choice in Islam. Allah Pak protect the haya of all our youngsters, etc. This is an immensely huge challenge to speak up against the LGBT, that this year is haram. You don't say you have a choice, you say, you don't tell people, oh, he was a non-Muslim, you have a choice. If you want to, you smile at him. If you have a choice, فَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيُؤْمِنْ وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ. Quran Sharif says, choose if you want to be a mu'min. Whoever wants to let him choose, you want to be a disbeliever. You don't tell people, oh, you've got a choice. You tell me if you choose wrong, you're going to go to Jahannam, you're going to burn. You die as a non-Muslim, there's no Jannah for you. From thought comes the second part. Thought becomes words. Now you speak. Hey, I've got a very good friend. Like say that person, we can go to a certain place. We can do this here wrong. You speak. That is the second stage. Third stage you start putting it into action now. You try, get the materials, the tools, or make the plan, I will do it this way, the time, whatever time, you do the action of something that started with the thought. It got more firmer with words. You can sell it here, a friend tell you, the stolen item, you can get so much for it. Thereafter you come to the third one, you start putting it into action. Then you come to the fourth one. You got away one time. You got away the second time. Now it becomes behavior. First time maybe you cheated on your wife. It started with a thought. Allah Ta'ala is giving you a chance. Make tawbah, sincere tawbah. No, you speak to her, you speak about it. It becomes now more firmer, the relationship. Then you go into action. Now action is what? Send her flowers, Valentine's, I give you a gift, you give me a gift. And in this way here, we will meet there. Then it becomes now a behavior. It becomes now normal. That which is so despiseful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is now the new normal in you. You don't want to read salah. It starts with a thought. The thought is, I'm not going to read salah. You go and sleep. The opposite is, I will read salah. Did you think you're going to read salah? No. You just go and sleep. That now, in the morning you come, you speak, you won't speak about the wrong that you have done. Hey, I forgot to read my salah. I didn't read my salah. It's farz upon me. It's my life. It's my wire, my contact point with Allah Ta'ala. 5 times a day when I go into salah, me and my Rabb alone. He knows me what I want. And I recognize Him for His power. That He is the only one who's going to take me along in every stage of the day. So, the action gets cemented, no salah, no bother, no regret, no remorse. And it becomes behavior now. The behavior is so set that you can be outside the masjid but you won't be able to walk inside. You'll have the Quran Sharif in your house, but you won't have the tawfiq to open it. And it concludes with destiny. You choose your destiny to a certain extent. You choose the road of Jahannam and Shaytaan. People who are off track, it's not the end. Off track when we mean, not that anyone can say with certainty is on track, except that we judge people according to the Sharia. Understand, I have to go back to the thought process. Why do I think hijab is so difficult and impossible? And somebody told me, these ladies in hijab, you find them even in the casinos. That particular lady, she was in hijab. You know what? She actually was having an affair with another man. So you have to reverse, go backwards now. You've taken the wrong road starting from thought. You have to go backwards. If you love the dunya and you love shopping and you're fascinated with shopping, new things, what is on the market, what is on fashion, where it is very cheap, it is shopping. I'm not saying don't shop. No, take the moderate road if you need to do whatever you need to buy. But ask your time, am I so obsessed with wanting more hidayat? What do you want to go with from the world? You want to go with your clothing? You want to go with the latest fashion abayas? All the name brands? You want to go with its smart techie, the new latest one, because a certain sportsman wears it. And I also want it. The glow in the dark. The glow in the dark. Everywhere you must glow, the one. Even in the dark you must glow. Your feet must also glow. Your toes also, where the tech is, it's glowing in the dark. This world it's unbelievable. So, you want all of that. You want your new car. Oh, hey, I love it so much, man. This is mine. You feel like embracing it, holding it, my beloved car. You want it so much, so desperate. It's so much in your heart. You want your name, your fame. People must know me. No one must ever speak bad about me. No one must ever in any way insult me. I must be invited for the dawat. If I'm not invited for the wedding, that could be something like the plane situation. They never invited us, we invited them. We'll never talk to them from now. I don't want to see them. Why couldn't they invite us? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. You want to go at all of that, come in this worldly life, come till the door of maut. You think at the time of maut you'll be able, I will be able to offload all these huge burdens that may give me sleepless nights. You think you are going to offload it? Impossible. And then, when maut comes, it's just regret. And Qiyamah Day we come out of the qabr, our books are filled. اقرأ كتابك كفى بنفسك اليوم عليك حسيبا. The Malaika will tell you, اقرأ كتابك, read. Here's your records. Go into your files, open your files. Oh, sports, you'll just say, Ya Allah, was I really, this person was so addicted to sports, I couldn't understand the worth of adhan, I couldn't understand the worth of wudu, I couldn't understand the worth of taking that one step to the house of Allah, I couldn't understand the worth of the sunnah and that beautiful moment when I put my foot in the masjid, my right foot, and I read, Allahumma Rabbana inni as'aluka, Allahumma Rabbana aftah li abwaaba rahmatik, and send durud to Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I couldn't sit in the masjid. I was in a stadium full of people clapping hands, screaming, howling, shouting, shrieking. I wanted my team to win. I never thought I'm going to answer in front of Allah for this particular salah. And I've got not one salah. I've got thousands of salah. I was obsessed with cricket. I would sit in a stadium. I would count the amount of balls they bowl. I would count the runs. I would count and calculate and count and calculate and recount and recalculate. Whole day, whole night went like that for 5 days at times. I loved the World Cup so much. I was following everything. Ya Allah, what happened to me? It wasn't me. You would say it could never have been, because that time we see the results of the bad and the negligence of the rights of Allah. In my cupboard I had the kuffar, their kit, what they wear. I had the photos in my room. Ya Allah, what did I do? Iqra kitabak. I was in love with fashion. I was in love with my friends. My friends meant much more to me than my parents. I was in love with my TV programs, my films. I had no time for Quran Sharif. When last did I take Allah's kalam, hold it close to my heart, kiss it, look at it, read it, just what this year, Ya Allah, this is your kalam. I love it. I want to be in contact with you every day. You got a choice. I've got a choice. You go with the dunya in the heart, that's where you land up. And then comes the moment, Allah Ta'ala save us. When we come out of our graves, you don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. إِذَا أَنْتُمْ تَخْرُجُونَ. You will come out of your graves. فَإِذَا هُمْ مِنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ يَنْسِلُونَ. They'll come out of their graves and they will hasten towards their Rabb. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ زُمَرًا. وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِلَىٰ جَهَنَّمَ زُمَرًا. Those who are uprighteous, they will also be driven. The malaika will be waiting. يَوْمَ تَشَقَّقُ السَّمَاءُ بِالْغَمَامِ وَنُزِّلَ الْمَلَائِكَةُ تَنزِيلًا. On that day, the skies will split. You see the clouds. Are they? Did the clouds move? You say, ish. See the sky, sun is coming out. The skies will split and you will see تَشَقَّقُ السَّمَاءُ بِالْغَمَامِ وَنُزِّلَ الْمَلَائِكَةُ تَنزِيلًا. You will see malaika coming down from the skies. What's the first responsibility? Separate them. Separate them. You see, when you come to the airport, you get separated. South African citizens, please come this side here. Foreign nationals, permanent ID holders or temporary, you go that side there. You go to the airport, you are split. Local flights, Terminal A. Continental flights, that is for Africa, go to Terminal B. Foreign flights, Terminal C. That's how we recognize things. You split things. You understand, you separate the good from the bad. The apple is bad, you take it one side. Forget the bad apple that you didn't want in your fruit basket. You are going to be split from those who are pious. You never perform salah. What you want there, but the pious people, with the Anbiya, the Siddiqeen, the Salihin, the Shuhada, the Awliya. No, you come. And they have got with them such power. They are strong, very strong malaika. They grab you, they take you. Where are you taking me? Come, you come this side, come. You belong in a different group. You're not allowed to be there. You never perform your salah. You go now with Queen Elizabeth. You go now with Mary and Joan, and you go with the actresses, the Hindu actresses in the Bollywood, Hollywood, whatever it may be. You go now there. You go and stand. But I was a Muslim. You never performed your salah, you see. You're Muslim, but you don't qualify. You don't qualify to be with them. So you must think, I must think. Hey, where do I want to go, man? I am going to go to somewhere. You go in the dunya, from the dunya with all that overload of sins. There can't be a sin greater than missing one salah. One salah. Musa alayhi salam was once making wudu, and upstream a person came, he washed his face, rinsed his mouth, suddenly the fish came floating on the water, many fish. He got a shock, Musa alayhi salam. Ya Allah, what's happening? What is happening? Allah Ta'ala said, oh Musa, the person there up, he never read his salah. I show the effect of it, he killed a fish. I tell you something else. If we can get that salah, it's just thought process. Remember, we're going to go all the time back, thought. Thought, it takes me 10 minutes. You tell yourself, 10 minutes, man. I just make wudu, I'll feel refreshed, and I read my salah. Fajr namaz is 10. Ladies, it's even easier. If I read my salah, there is no ways that Allah Ta'ala is going to not give me more courage to get into other departments of the deen. But my salah, I must be passionate, I must be overwhelmed that I must perform my salah. A lady came to Musa alayhi salam, she had a baby in her hand. Oh Musa, great guna I committed. What you did? I committed zina. Wala hawla wala. You committed zina. You don't have any shame. That body doesn't belong to you, that eyes doesn't belong to you, that ears doesn't belong to you. You went to betray the trust of Allah. When you look at your cell phones, you must know what you are doing. Allah can snatch that eye away from me, that eyesight. Allah Ta'ala can impose such poverty upon me that I won't have the delight of seeing things that I possess. I will look around only at people I owe. Your ears will be all the time assaulted by people. So when are you going to start paying up? You destroyed your ears. You destroyed your eyes. You destroyed your heart. Fascinating, thinking about. You wasted your time with sin. Allah Ta'ala is not going to give you the tawfiq to use your time for ibadah. You must be prepared. You have to be prepared. You as a Muslim woman mustn't think, it's fine, I've got my scarf on and there's nothing wrong. There's plenty wrong. In the Sharia, you're supposed to cover your face. Now you must choose which Maulana you want to follow in Sheikh. That is your choice. You choose, you will eventually with the thought process go to speaking, go to action, behavior. It becomes your character and gets your destiny. When you see you going to Jahannam, people are going to cry, they're going to plead unto Allah on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. قال الذين استكبروا إنا كنا لكم تبعا فهل أنتم عنا مغنون أو كما قال وقال الذين استضعفوا للذين استكبروا. The weaker ones will tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ربنا آتهم ضعفين من العذاب ربنا آتهم ضعفين. Oh Allah, these are the people that influenced me. They were my guides, they were my sheikh, they were my maulana. It was that particular organization and it was that one. I followed them. I thought they would take me on the right path towards Jannah. I went into the interfaith movement, freely mingling in the name of Islam. The maulana was there, he was giving a talk. He is supposed to have guided me. Rabbana atihim dhi'fain. Oh our Rabb, today give him double azab. Dhi'fain. Punish him doubly. He misled us. They misled us, Ya Allah. Dhi'fain. Not only punish them, wal anhum la'nan kabira. Oh Allah, curse them with the biggest curse. Kabir. Curse them, oh Allah. Chuck them from your mercy far away, far away. Like sometimes you get angry with somebody. It could be for a day or 2 or 3 or whatever it may be. But then you cool down, you calm down, And sometimes the hurt is so huge, you don't want to see that person. You don't want to see him. And sometimes it's so huge, you say, I even move out of the town. And Allah forbid, it could be so huge, you say, I'm leaving the country. Rather, I don't want to be in this country. Oh Allah, throw him very far. You mustn't even come close to enjoying a drop of your mercy. You have a thing called aql. Aql means brain, intelligence. The more we sin, the more weaker that intelligence becomes, because you're not using it. If you don't use something, it's going to start rotting. You don't use your car, the tires are going to get flat, the battery is going to get flat, it's going to start rusting. Because we don't want to apply pressure on our mind and say, I must use my aql. What does my Islam tell me? I must choose the person when he speaks, my heart starts skipping a beat. I never knew things like this here. There are many people, this is just one small place you hear from. But Alhamdulillah, there are people that are crying, trying, and they're making dua for your guidance. So you must take it up. The other option is this here. You say, no, these things are there. If I have it, I have it. No car, no problem. No this here, no, alhamdulillah. You make dua. But you want to go with some other luxuries to the akhirah. I want to go when I go from here. I want tons of istighfar. Lots of istighfar. When I iqra kitabak. When I look at my deeds, I must just say every day there was astaghfirullah, 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 astaghfirullah. I read a lot of istighfar. I want to go with the wealth and the treasure of Durood Sharif. Oh man, when maut comes, my heart must flutter with excitement. Ya Allah, now understand, I'll conclude with this here. I told you that one dua, and I'm going to repeat it again. We have to be very, very cautious here. Any good that we do with the fadl of Allah Ta'ala, or any evil that we see in ourselves or in somebody else, we have to train. The word is now, we have to train ourselves. You see that fellow, he trained himself with the axe. Hazrat Ali radhiyallahu anhu was given training. So you will see, we're looking for. You don't go and search, but you see people doing wrong. A person comes in your yard, he's got a liquor bottle, and he's your visitor. You're going to say, hey, what are you doing? Imagine he tell you, oh, you're taking faults out of me, huh? You mustn't take faults out of me. You must conceal my faults. It doesn't work like that. So we have to train ourselves that, Ya Allah, a person came, I'm going to repeat the background of it quickly, elderly, crying, Ya Rasulullah, my sons, my sons, my sons. Nabi Karim Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, read, Allahumma, oh my Allah, maghfiratuka, your forgiveness, maghfirat, your forgiveness, awsa'u, it is much more broader, vaster, huger, min dhunubi, than my sins. I've got a lot of sins. But your Rasul has already given me the confidence and the consolation that if my sins are as huge as the foam of the oceans and I make tawbah, you are going to forgive me. You know what is the oceans? We just see one wave hitting the rocks and you see the foam coming and the splashes and we run, we get excited. And the entire oceans turn into foam. If my sins are so much, imagine that huge, huge, huge waves in the bottomless almost depth of the oceans, how much you can imagine. And I say, astaghfirullah, with my heart crying, I'm not going to do it. You know, Shaytaan tell me, I'm going to do it again. I say, I'll make tawbah again. My Rabb is vast in His forgiveness. So, Ya Allah, I've read a lot of istighfar. So when we see somebody else even doing wrong, don't look down. Yes, the act itself will needle us, it will hurt us, it's wrong, he's propagating wrong. But don't forget that vital component. If he makes tawbah, Allah's tawbah, accepting his tawbah, that maghfirat of Allah Ta'ala is more huge than his sins. Allah can forgive him. Don't let go of that one part. Remember. Secondly, in order to make our own islah, at times, tawfiq of Allah Ta'ala, we have the opportunity to do some good deed with Allah Ta'ala's fadl. So the second part of the dua, which Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told this person, and you must read, وَرَحْمَتُكَ رَجَاءَ عِنْدِي مِنْ عَمَلِي. And Allah, your rahmat. In my eyes, in my understanding, I count your mercy to be of greater value than whatever good deed I could have done. Can you see what a beautiful dua? That we do good deeds, alhamdulillah. But the initiation of the thought of that good deed came from Allah Ta'ala. It is His mercy. So whenever we do a good deed, further of Allah Ta'ala, you listen bayan. You go, you say, Ya Allah, alhamdulillah, you are so kind. You gave me the chance, that opportunity. I'm learning about my deen. In this way here, the two du'as gather, that dua comes together in the Quran Kareem in numerous places. When I say in numerous, meaning too many places. وَقُلْ رَبِّ غَفِرْ وَرَحَمْ وَأَنْتَ خَيْرُ الرَّاحِمِينَ. O Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam say, Rabbi Ghafir, O my Lord, forgive me. Warham, have mercy. The dua there of Rasul, your forgiveness, your mercy. Rabbana ghafir lana dhunubana. O our Rabb, forgive us. Rabbi Ghafir warham wa anta khairur rahimin. It comes in there. So the whole day it's going between forgiveness and mercy. Forgiveness and mercy. This is how, inshallah ta'ala, we will come closer unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah ta'ala grant us hidayat and tawfiq. We spoke about the process. To summarize, the thoughts can be from Shaytaan. Teach our children, if any thought comes into your mind, I like this boy, I like this girl, but don't get scared. This is Shaytaan bringing it to you. And if somebody says, oh, everyone, today, when you speak everyone, remember, when you use the word everyone, doesn't mean everyone. Majority, we understand. You see, the country voted for whatever it is. Ne? The country voted. They didn't say part of the majority voted. They say the country is run by a certain party. We all know there are other, this thing also. They say principle in Sharia called lil akthari hukmul kul. If you say the people of that town, it won't mean everyone. It would mean many people, majority people, etc. So, thought, where does it come from? If I want good thought, I must go to the good places. I must associate with good people. I can't go to a cinema and hope for good thoughts to come. I'll be in a wrong place hoping for the right thing. And we have heard about training our nafs with ikhlas. Everyone that does anything, if you're a father, mother, whoever you are, whatever you do, only for Allah's pleasure. If you're cooking for your children, you say for Allah's pleasure. You're cooking for your husband, Allah's pleasure. Whatever you're working, you say for Allah's pleasure. You keep on reminding yourself. You're stressing in the traffic. Ya Allah, this is also for your pleasure. I have to go to get my things done. I'm delayed. I'm not going to get so horribly restless that I start becoming frustrated in anger. It's for your pleasure. Everything happens with Allah Ta'ala's qudrat. May Allah Ta'ala give us tawfiq wa akhiru da'wana. Alhamdulillah.